Wow, it's been quite a journey. Here in Rochester, Minnesota, I've been at the Mayo Clinic with my partner as he's undergone an open heart surgery to fix some congenital heart defects that he's had. And I just want to share about my experience as a caregiver in this situation, where I really had to step into a role of selflessness and really an attitude of service for another. It's been such a growth-producing experience for me. I feel like Rose rose to the occasion, and I was able to really give everything, pause my life, and give every part, every drop, every ounce of my energy to helping my partner heal and get through some really intense moments. We experienced some pretty serious medical trauma throughout this journey, and it's been challenging with my own mental health struggles and my own physical health struggles with diabetes. But I've noticed that ever since I started this vlog and started talking more about diabetes and living with it and how it feels, I've been more open to talking about it with others. And on this trip, it's been 19 days. We've been here, and I've been here from the beginning with him. And at first his family came, and I was really open with how I was feeling physically at times, where my blood sugar was completely out of control, super high, and nothing I could do would bring it down. Just with all the stress of dealing with the surgery, of being a caregiver, of being focused on helping someone else heal. It's been stressful, and my blood sugar definitely has been on a roller coaster. And just showing up, it's really interesting how my blood sugar reflects how I feel, how my emotions can affect my physical health and well-being in my blood sugar. And I've just noticed that I've been really more open with what I've been dealing with and what I've needed. And in that way, I've actually been able to receive more support and more care from his family, which this was my first experience really being in close proximity with his family, and them allowing them to get to know me and getting to know them. And it's been beautiful to experience this with someone else's family. I haven't always been close to my own family. We've had our struggles, and it's been beautiful to be seen by his family. And he just kept saying how I was his angel throughout this whole process, and it really felt like I was being aided by my angels and my spirit guides to be able to support him in this journey. And it's been hard. We went through some really difficult times. His first surgery went well, but then he started losing blood really quickly. There's a lot of bugs out here. He started losing blood really quickly, and he had to go in for an emergent surgery, a second surgery, where they found a lot of clots in his cavity and had to cleanse it out. And it was really scary. He did not look good. His hemoglobin was dropping rapidly, and it felt like he was gonna die. It felt like he wasn't gonna make it through. He felt that way. All of his family and myself felt that way. And it was really challenging, especially him being in the medical field, knowing that his hemoglobin was dropping and wanting to get a blood transfusion, and the team not being really urgent about it. And it was hard because the surgeon was actually already in a different surgery that second day. So it was difficult for him to call the shots and to know what was going on while his health was deteriorating rapidly. And when that happened, it was just really difficult. My mind couldn't even conceive or think about, even the thought of him not making it through. I wouldn't even let my mind go there. And I just immediately started calling my family, my parents, anyone spiritual in my life, and my close friends, calling them for support, for prayers, and praying together. And I felt so much strength and so much support in that time that we were just going through it. He was in the surgery and we didn't know what was happening. And we didn't know how he would do through that surgery. We didn't know what was going to happen. And it was really special to receive that support, that spiritual support through those prayers and through our friends and through our family coming together, praying for him and sending him healing vibes. And thankfully, he made it through. He survived it. After he came up from the surgery, he was still intubated, so he still had a breathing tube in. And that part was a bit traumatic for me because even though the surgery was over, it took him a while to start breathing on his own. And there was definitely fear that, again, I didn't allow my mind to go to that place of darkness, but there was a real chance that he wouldn't wake up, that he wouldn't be able to breathe on his own. And thankfully he was. After a while, we were kind of coaching him through that, and he was able to finally start breathing on his own so they could take out the breathing tube. And he woke up and he thought that weeks had passed by. He thought it had been weeks, and he was wondering what day it was, and he was a bit confused. And I had to keep reminding him that it was the next day after his first surgery, that it had only been one day. And he finally was able to come to terms with it. And it was difficult for me because he had a lot of questions and he had a lot of fears, and still has a lot of fears about what that caused in his heart, if it caused damage in his heart or not. And I'm the type of person that likes to only talk about what I want and talk about the good things and focus on what I want to happen in the spirit of the law of attraction, to vibrate at that frequency so that I attract only those positive experiences. Not to deny reality or to feel my feelings or to spiritually bypass my feelings. Not to do that, but just really focus on what I want. And sometimes he's very analytical and very logical, and he has to go through these processes of thinking about these fears and allowing them to, just sitting with them and allowing himself to process those feelings so that he can heal. And that was really difficult for me because I want him to focus on what he wants, focus on healing, focus on the fact that he made it through and that he is so strong. So that's been an aspect that's been difficult, but through it all, I've been just super grateful that I could be a support to him and that he had family, so much family and so many friends that came out here to support him, and we're so grateful for all of the support. And maybe I'll speak a little more about it, but this was my experience, and he actually healed really quickly. He was out of the hospital in 4 days. 4 days after the surgery, he was already discharged because he was doing so well. The last day, we had a bit of a rough time when he had to have a lot of back-to-back testing in order to be discharged, including a CT with contrast that made him feel terrible. He was just having a really hard time and felt like he was losing himself. He was dealing with his own depression and feelings of apathy and anhedonia, which is nothing bringing pleasure. And that was really challenging, but thankfully with the support of his family and myself, he was able to get through that and able to come back to this house in Rochester and continue the healing process And it hasn't been easy. There's been a lot of ups and downs. He's had a lot of pain, as expected, after this huge surgery. And he's had a lot of difficulty sleeping. He has stopped breathing in his sleep a lot of times. So we got him a CPAP to help with that, but that's been taking some getting used to. So it's been up and down, but overall he's been healing really well. And today's our last day here in Rochester. I'm coming home tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm so ready to be home, to be in the comfort of our home and continue this healing process. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who has reached out and has sent him healing vibes and positive vibes and been there for him and been there for me. Thank you so much for all your love and support. So grateful to have you, to have God guiding us and protecting us through it all. And that's it. That's our experience. That's the time that we've had here from my perspective. And I'm just grateful. It's caused a lot of growth in me as a person. I feel stronger. I feel more resilient. I feel that our relationship has grown stronger. And it feels like there's nothing that's impossible. There's nothing that is too big to deal with after all that we've been through. So ultimately, I am grateful for this experience. And I pray that for everyone out there who is in a position of being a caregiver, I see you, I feel you, you're not alone, you are supported. The only way to get support is to ask for help, is to reach out, call your friends, call your family, let people know what you're dealing with, because it's not easy, but you can do it. You're strong. I know you can do anything you put your mind to. The same way I believe that for myself. I believe that for you. So thank you so much for watching. And I hope this video gave you a little insight into our experience and also inspires you and uplifts you and gives you just a little bit more gratitude for the people you have in your life and your own health and your own wellness. And may we all continue to be happy and free and well in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirits, and support each other with love. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.